we all know that in Piemonte, Barolo is the king and Nebbiolo grape is the king, but most producers grow and produce Barbera and Dolcetto. And I heard you have a funny story or an interesting story about one of your Barbera vineyards.
The story here too. First, because when I started working in the family business, and the first after working around the world, when my mother and my father stopped to send me money, I had to come back to the real work. And my father gave me, said to me, okay, start to work on the Barbera, start to ruin your first wine, and he gave me the Barbera. And he didn't allow me to work on the Nebbiolo. So really, to prove my family that I was able to take over and the business, and also because I love the Barbera, I worked a lot in this variety. And I know that was possible to do something fantastic because my great-grandfather in 1918 he planted a vineyard in a Grand Cru vineyard of Barolo. So in a vineyard where all around are planted the top Barolo. And I know that it was possible to do something of very good. And so I asked always my father to have more land available, in the Barolo region, to have to plant more Barbera, because unfortunately the Barbera was always planted outside of the Barolo region or in not good exposure, not in a good land. So I tried very hard. My father didn't allow me. So I did a small trick, At a certain point I said to my father, oh, then we have this vineyard of Barolo that doesn't have a very good clone. And so can I replant with better clone of Barolo, Nebbiolo for Barolo? And he allowed me. And let's say by error, from the nursery, instead to arrive clones and vines to plant of Nebbiolo, they arrive Barbera. And so when we planted the vineyard, it was after 1 year and a half, when my father realized that it was not Nebbiolo, it was Barbera, I was in huge trouble. Very, very big trouble, because he was the Grand Cru vineyard Barolo. So, thanks God, thanks to me, because if not, my father was killing me. The first Barbera that they came out from this vineyard, they were so distinguished, so different than any other wine. And so the Scarrone vineyard is the Barbera Scarrone. And he became really one of the masters of the region, but it was a big risk. And,
well, they say that Italian fathers and sons always have this very unique relationship, and if your father's not yelling at you, he doesn't really love you. That's my father used to yell at me, and I know he loved me. When he was yelling, he said, "I love you" in the back of his voice somewhere. No. And I'm sure today he's saying, "I love you," because I've tasted that wine so many times, and it's one of the best Barbera produced in all of
thank you.
In all of Piemonte.
Thank you.
Again, thank you for coming.
Grazie mille. Thank you.